Are you serious? Are you serious? Witnesses saw the sky light up, folks, to the point that some people thought a nuclear explosion had happened in Ukraine, there in Donetsk. Now, this explosion, some nearby living residents had their windows blown out by the blast shock wave. Many others fell to the ground as it was shaking. Even those living in nearby towns said they felt the tremor. The center of the blast was apparently a factory known for producing chemical products used for industrial explosives, ammunition, and equipment artillery bombs. This is not the first time this plant has been the target of the Kiev attacks. It was also hit with artillery rockets back in September and again in November. But the militant forces would not immediately confirm if there were casualties, either among the militant men or even civilians. But they said the fire, which started after the explosion, posed no threat to the chemical spill, which is a cause of great concern, of course, at the plant, as it handles toxic compounds and produces these explosives. So apparently, either it was a major accident at this ammunition factory, this chemical plant, or the pro-Russian separatists were able to strike it with maybe a missile or what have you. We don't know the answer to that, but we know this. There was a massive explosion. Unbelievable. Now, I heard about this last night just before I went on the air of my Sunday night live broadcast. There were some reports that it was a nuke, but we were able to get other reports saying no, the radiation meters, radiation counters did not go off. There was no radiation in the area, so it didn't take long for us to find out that it was not a nuclear bomb. And anyway, there's no mushroom cloud as you're seeing on this picture, but certainly this was a massive explosion. And what is the extent of the damage? We don't know. What will be the long-term effect of this? We don't know. And but certainly the war rages on. Let's just be honest. The war is raging on in eastern Ukraine as pro-Russian separatists, backed by the Soviet Union, backed by Vladimir Putin's of Russia, continue to fight for, I guess, independence from Ukraine. I mean, is that the goal? Is for the eastern Ukraine to pull away from Ukraine, just like Crimea ended up being removed? Now, we know Russia went into Crimea. Russia went in there and was able to convince the Crimean population there to go ahead and rejoin Russia very, very easily. But now the eastern Ukraine's a little different story because it's about 50-50 as far as Russian speaking. So this is a struggle going on here in eastern Ukraine. And the question is, what is the ultimate goal? Is it to take all of Ukraine or just eastern Ukraine and call it a day? If you look at the Ezekiel 38 prophecy of the great battle of Gog and Magog, you'll know that eastern Ukraine and Crimea were actually part of Magog. So it doesn't take it isn't the whole nation of Ukraine really does not make up the old Magog territory, if you will, which will be the end time battles. But certainly, we're watching Bible prophecy just in the process of fulfilling itself. The end times are setting up. There's no question we're watching it. It was prophesied by Ezekiel. Here we are. And yet, most people have no idea what's going on. We are living in the last days. Every apocalyptic sign that's in this Bible is in the process of being fulfilled. It's unbelievable, really. But it is believable because the word of the Lord is true. The question is just, did you think you would be living in these times? And my next question is very simply, are you saved? Are you ready? If Jesus Christ was to return today to come get the bride, would you be going or would you be left behind?